Hello, hello. Welcome once again to another edition of Quoth Raven, Lewis Bright Raven. I'm your host, Lewis Bright Raven, 33-year veteran of comics, science fiction, fantasy, horror, and role-playing games. We're waiting for one of our members to show up, but my other co-host is here, so welcome, Grim Shady.
I'm Grim Shady, and all you Grim Shadies. You other Grim Shadies is just
what you should be doing is having a purple skin. Your Grimace Shady is what you are.
Is it purple?
Mm-mm. You should have made yourself purple.
Oh, okay.
That's okay. It's Chris Hall.
There you go.
The real Grimace Shady.
Oh, I'm Grimace Shady.
Oh, Lord. Well. Yeah, it's been a crazy week. We're waiting for John, our third member, to get here. He had reboot the computer. Hopefully he will be with us shortly. But in the meantime, did you hear what Diamond pulled this week?
I believe I did. Is it something like, we're going to secretly sell all of our shit so we cannot pay our people that we owe money to?
Kind of, sort of, yeah. Well, they are. The thing
everybody's heads just went.
But why? Why though? This is exactly what happened when they monopolized. All the other distributors that went under did exactly the same thing 30 years ago. If you were here at that time, and a lot of people were that are whining now, are like, I'm like, you already went through this once. I told you to get your shit back, you know.
Old shit, same as the new shit, you know.
Yeah, didn't I tell you this is what was going to happen back in January?
Yes, you did. Now, if only you could pick lottery numbers.
Yeah, if only. I wish. I can pick them, they just don't come out.
Right. If only you could pick winning lottery numbers, yes.
Yes. Pop culture is in the house.
Hello, Mr. Avenger.
And finally, maybe.
Hello. How you doing, Johnny boy?
I'm good. I just got back.
You look like you're ready to pass out of sleep, dude. Long day?
Well, I had Moana rehearsal tonight, so.
Okay.
Takes you out of it.
So what do you think we should do about this whole Diamond situation, Chris?
The whole Diamond debacle? I don't know, man. Like, we need to hire like ninjas to go in there and dun 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 dun. You know, get everybody's money back. Then we can just Robin Hood it to the people.
Well, I don't want to get the money back, but at least get their property back. I mean, if you're not going to pay them for the property that's already been delivered, and why the court hasn't just ordered all stock returned to the proper. If you haven't paid for it, it goes back to the people who produced it.
Who are they secretly selling to?
Yeah, that's a good question. Who are they going to secretly sell to? It's a good question. They're going to probably sell it liquidation to the Ollies and the Five Belows and the dollar stores and stuff in packs.
That would be my guess, yeah. Hello, Ninja Co.? Yeah. We need like 5-6 ninjas. Yeah, we need them to go steal some shit. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know what happened. I guess John dropped back out for a second there. I didn't notice. But that's the problem. I don't know how to resolve it. I just think it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
That's
just how he had to go to his phone.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Well, that's it's wrong, but this is exactly what happened. Like I said, back when Friendly Franks and Capital City and the others went under. Mostly, all the big major publishers got paid off, but the the indies were left out in the cold. So
yeah, they do belong. Yeah, especially seeing as Diamond didn't pay for them.
yeah. Well, here's the thing: Diamond did pay for some of it, and they didn't get paid back in time by retailers when they shipped them out to the retailers.
Right.
And that's where part of the big debt for Diamond is, or was, I should say. Old Diamond, let's put it that way.
Right.
And the only way to get that money back is to go after the comic shops that owe Diamond money. But if you do that, hold on a minute, might sneeze here.
It's just a big old vicious circle.
It is a big old vicious circle, but what's going to happen is that the comic shops go under, and if the comic shops go under, that's just going to hurt the industry even more because there's so many stores that owe Diamond money that we have I think it's somewhere between 1,700 and 2,100 accounts was old Diamond.
Wow.
You would cut it down to maybe 700 stores existing.
Right.
If they did that. So, if we did that, how badly would that hurt the industry?
That would, yeah.
So it's a bad situation. So I'm just more or less surprised that people like Ben Dunn and a lot of the retailers are all acting like they're all surprised. I just don't
right? Like, oh no, the face-eating leopard is eating my face. Oh, wait a second. Hello.
Yeah, Ninja Co? Yeah, while you're still in all everybody's shit back, can you get John a new laptop too, please? Thank you. Bye.
That's what we ought to do, is start having crowdfunding campaigns for what we need for this podcast.
Right?
Alrighty, man.
And my laptop actually hadn't acted up in a while, but tonight it decided to, of course.
It knew it was important to not act up, so it's like, yep, gonna act up.
Oh yeah. So let's go ahead and get started with reviews tonight, and we'll come back to the whole Diamond thing again later in the show, but we need to get to reviews because I don't know how much kind of a charge John has on his phone. Absolute Martian Hunter, number 4, $4.99. Publisher DC Comics, writer Dennis Camp, artist Javier Rodriguez, lettering by Hassan Atsmani Hahau, cover artist Rodriguez, shown Tirso Khans, Riley Rosmo, Derek Chu, and Marguerite Savage. Editors are Sabrina Futch as the assistant and Andrea Shea as the lead editor. Genre science fiction superhero, released June 25th, 2025. What's it about? Hot Martian in the city.
Looking mild and looking pretty.
It's a heat wave in Middleton as temperatures flare over the city. In the white hot heat, normally minor conflicts between neighbors turn deadly at the drop of a hat. Can John Jones and the Martian cool things down before Middleton erupts into cataclysmic chaos? Okay, given what's going on in our lives right now in real world time, what with temperatures in the upper 90s and lower hundreds down here in the heart of South Carolina and up in the lower 90s up there in Michigan, where poor old Chris is trying to decide whether he wants to go out and melt off some poundage or is afraid he's going to turn into human brisket. I think we can all relate to the storyline in this issue. I thought the first page of the story was awesomely laid out. The white Martian taking the head off their shoulders and putting it out in the sky like it's the sun was a wonderful visual design. It really set the tone for the whole issue. The next page with John's wife was just more exquisite design with the emotions written on her face visually, and some other stuff was going on throughout this book. I swear if Javier Rodriguez doesn't win some major awards for this series for his design work on this book, it's the crime of the decade. And Dennis Camp's writing is really well done, and it's well thought out. And the visuals between John and Bridget's argument throughout the issue was brilliant. This is currently far and away DC's best title on the stands currently.
Yeah, I didn't get the time to read this and have the full experience between the script and the art. I just wasn't feeling the art on this one. I don't know what it was. It was probably because I was rushed and didn't really have time to, pour over it for any extended period of time. And you're right. The design in this book is sublime. It really is good. Just something about the art I didn't care for this time. Yeah, a little weird, too esoteric for me. Maybe if I hadn't breezed through it and had picked up on whatever Raven is seeing. But for me, this is kind of a filler issue where little story happened.
And that's not unreasonable assessment on a quick read, because very little does kind of happen in the story. There's a few incidents that John goes and checks out where people are acting crazy and getting into fights and hurting each other, killing each other.
And he has a major falling out with his wife. So
right, yeah. Basically, it's the falling out with his wife that is the story, and that's taken 3 issues to get around to. So finally, we have the fallout. But if you're not caring about that relationship, there's nothing going on.
Right.
So I gave it a 5. Chris gave it a 2.87522. Is that what you said it was?
I think that's what I said. Yeah.
So anyway, let's take a look at the art. Here's the first 2 pages. And as you can see, I just love how the guy takes it. Yeah, it's just really good. Flow for the page, right back to the left, back down, across. It's just really well designed. I love how her emotions are written literally on the face, and he can see it in colors like that. It's just really well done. I like the color scheme that has been done with this.
Yeah, the colors are beautiful. They're simple, but they do hit home. I mean, they really get across the point. So,
all right, Chris.
All right. This is Moonshine Bigfoot number 3. I believe it's $4.99. Publisher is Image Comics. Writers are Zach Howard and Mike Marlowe. Penciler is Steve Ellis with inks with Zach Howard on inks and Nelson Daniel on colors. Lettering design is Thompson Knox. Title logo design is Ed Lavalley. Editor is Chris Ryall. Genre is adventure, crime, and comedy. This was released
this week.
When? Oh, this week? Okay. Age rating of 13 plus for Dukes of Hazzard style fun and mayhem.
Yes.
What it's all about. Oh, are you going to read this?
Yeah. No, just this is. I'm trying. Woo-wee, Louie, review this comic for me. Yeah, off 80s TV shows and movies, guys.
Oh, that's funny. But to get to the point, Moonshine Bigfoot has never met a problem he can't handle. But now the sheriff is a killer cyborg. The goons have laser guns that turn people into piles of goo, and Big Level makes their move too. Not everyone makes it out alive. What we're saying is this issue goes to 11 and things ain't never going to be the same because I revved up my car and I'm driving through the backwoods. I make a lot of noise because my bass line just is so kiss ass, boss. Driving up and down the streets and messing up your hoods, my girl says, save a horse, ride a Bigfoot. Damn right, she says. Save a horse, ride a Bigfoot.
Okay. Enough with the horsing around. Let's cut it to the review, shall we? No, I was not drunk, stoned, or sleep deprived during the making of this review. This is just how silly I got because the mood of the silliness of this book put me in the mood to do all that. So now that we learned that Bigfoot's gal Amethyst is from an ersatz version of Marvel's Circus of Crime, that they captured Moonshine to be a feature, and that they fell in love at first sight, so they ran away together, and the crime family didn't take too kindly to that. We got a nice backstory going. But enough for Amethyst's family for now, because we got real trouble brewing, and it's not in those Moonshine stills, I reckon. This book is so damn bombastic. It's like double page after double page of explosions. And I can't say their ad copy wasn't accurate. The violence level is cranked up to 111 for crying out loud. And I love it. And the cliffhanger is something too.
Yeah, I really I like the back story for Amethyst in this issue. It was also cool. They brought up Uncle Pineapple. Sure, yeah, one of the weirdest damn names of any character I've ever heard of. The Murder Crime Circus, just really cool. You can't get any cooler than a Murder Crime Circus family. Even though I guess it was kind of lifted from Marvel. What?
Yeah, I give it a 4.5 stars, and I don't know, Chris. Why did you give this only 3.5?
Probably because I was rushed reading it.
Okay.
If I were to go through it again, I'm sure I would like it a lot more.
Look at this. This is the cyber sheriff, and he's already beaten the crap out of Moonshine. And he's like, know what? Always hated that damn car of yours. And now I'm a rocket man.
Right?
So, no, you're not going to wreck my car. Well, boom. and he goes, why are you smiling? Whole lot of sparks there. And I just filled her up. Plus a little bit of shine. Oh, mother. And it's just like, there's all this stuff is like 2 pages of
yeah. The design for the sheriff is fantastic. It really is.
Yes, the huge arm and the big pop belly.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh, but
this book is a lot of fun. It really is.
Yeah, and then here's at the end, of course, Shine got himself blown up pretty bad there.
But he's Bigfoot. He'll be okay.
Will he though? We have to wait till next issue to find out, but it's just really well done. Okay, Chris.
All right, this is Dark Pyramid number 4, $4.99. Publisher is Mad Cave Studios. Writer is Paul Tobin. Artist is PJ Holden. Sarah Colella on the colors. Lettering Taylor Esposito. Cover art is PJ Holden, John McCree, Allison Sampson. Editor is Christina Harrington. Genre sci-fi supernatural horror. Released this week. Rating Teen Plus. What it's about. The parade of monsters is never ending. Becca and Shailene are going to have to be clever and to escape a herd of pile drivers and the somehow even more monstrous General Cho and the U.S. Army. The mystery of the Dark Pyramid continues. A reveal to actually what the hell is going on in this book. Took them long enough. I really like the alien tie-in to Adam and Eve, the creation story. I thought that was kind of cool. You know, like they're all aliens, and I just really did that sort of thing. So, and damn, I feel sorry for those damn hotes, the human, goat hybrids. They call them hotes in the story. They're just so pathetic, and they get slaughtered. Like all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gotta check real quick here before I go back to reading here. I want to make sure here. Okay. I just want to make sure I got the right graphics. That's all. Okay. I wasn't feeling this one as much. I think I lost interest in this series last issue. But as you said, at least this issue finally got around to a legitimate reveal scene. I think the pacing on the series has just been too slow and wonky for me. The art is decent. The characters are mostly interesting, but I just want to get on with it. And they really haven't. So I'm, at least this one got a 3. I think I gave the last one like a 2.5. So it is an improvement, but I'm kind of bored with it.
Are you going to hang on for the next one?
I probably won't, but if you want to read it, I'll let you review it.
Yeah, I want to find out what's going on.
Okay. Our next one will be John's here in just a second. I just have to stop the screen because it's not doing what it's supposed to do. There we go. Whoops.
Nope, nothing on the screen.
No, it's doing something else. That's all. Here we go, John.
There we go.
All right. Metamorpho, the Elephant Man, numbers 4 and 5. So this is 2 issues. Publisher DC Comics writer Al Ewing, artist Steve Lieber and Lee Lowridge on colors, lettering Ferran Delgado. Cover artist Steve Lieber and Lee Lowridge. Variant covers by Tyler Crook and Christian Ward. Editors are Katie Kubert and Sabrina Futch, associate.
He did. You said the Elephant Man, yeah.
That's okay. Sorry, John.
Oh, sorry, John.
Okay, where were we?
Hey, all I can say is you try teaching chanting to a bunch of kids for Moana Jr. and see what it does to you.
So I'm sorry, man. Where are we at? I don't
Genre is superhero. Release date March 26th and April 23rd, 2025. Rating teen, ages 13 plus. What it's about. Who could ever replace the merely magnificent Metamorpho? The billion-dollar brain of Simon Stagg has the answer, and it's not a who, it's a where. After all, why recruit a fab freak to protect Stagg HQ when you can bring the whole building to life to protect itself? Genius, you say? Consider this, metamaniacs. If office buildings could talk, wouldn't they have something to say? Something like, die, humans, die, perhaps. The new age of Metamorpho becomes the new age of contentious urban planning as only Al Ewing and Steve Lieber could envision it. What I thought, oh boy, where to begin? So how does an office building come alive? Take the fact that Stagg designed the building to evacuate itself in the event of a catastrophe by literally walking away, then throw in a virus planted by the Mad Mod and activated by Mr. 3 in the first issue, and it's utter chaos as the building's computer fires machine guns, lasers, and poison gas at Java and Element Girl, throws literal punches at Metamorpho, and recreates the Thunderer, and that's just in issue 4. I mean, look at the cover.
Yeah, he's throwing a punch.
Issue 5 introduces Emily Sung, the Elephant Woman, E-Dog, the Element Hound, Algon, the Ancient Element Man, something about solar law, sun gods, and challenges. Honestly, folks, given the over-the-top content of these issues and the fact that it was late in the evening when I had time to read them, I very quickly gave up on trying to think of anything to say regarding critical analysis and just decided to go with it. If you can do the same, you'll find these issues quite entertaining.
Well, I guess it's supposed to be the challenge to me, the ever-present editorial mind and critical analysis guy. No, I'm not going to just go with it, but let's see what I think anyway. Simon Stagg's daydream sequence with Metamorpho 2 at the opening of issue number 4 was downright silly and sets the tone for the whole issue, which is good because the entire issue is nothing but wackiness, and not in a bad way necessarily. I thought it was amusing to use the DC archive page by Jim Aparo as an AI prompt, which spoke eloquently of the views of the creative team on the use of AI in general, which plays into the whole theme of the issue. Yes, you do have to realize that Stagg's genius is complete nonsense to further the plot and accept that, but I think the manner in which Ewing does that and goes about writing it allows the reader that leeway because the world building in this series has always been played fast and loose and without much legitimate science, as opposed to other titles that I could rip into, but we're not going to nail. I do like the new meta family, as it were. Given that I typically do not like Al Ewing's writing, this series is reasonably well done. John gave it a 4 or a 3.5, and I'll give it a 3. Let's take a look at some of the art. And this is the stag building versus basically a giant balloon version.
Yeah, a giant rubberized metamorpho.
Yeah, it's like I turned myself into Plastic Man.
Why wouldn't you? Because Plastic Man's one of the most powerful people in the DC universe. So
yeah, exactly. Well, but you wouldn't know that most of the time.
No.
And then this is one of the scenes where absent-minded Simon Stagg's on the phone. Oh, what did I do? What did I do? Oh, well, yes, that's what I did. That's what I screwed up. Oh, okay. I'll forget my head next.
I do like how they drew Stag there. I can appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. The Thunderer looks hilarious. But
I had no idea what the Thunderer actually was.
Yeah.
Is that like an old Metamorpho villain or something?
Kind of, sort of.
When John said the Thunderer, I thought maybe they brought Thor into this or something.
No, he is a superhero member of the Assemblers from Angor.
Okay.
So it's like Wajina was kind of like this pastiche to Thor, but he has a battle axe instead of the hammer.
Okay.
And then in the New 52 introduced a different version, which was a weather god. And so I don't know what all they're trying to do with this one, but we'll see how they come up with it as the story progresses.
Okay.
Okay. Now let's stop the screen real quick again, because this silly little book wants to do other things. All right, here we go. All right. Green Lantern Dark, number 5 of 7. $4.99. Publisher DC Comics. Writer Tate Bramball. Artist Werther Deladera. Colorist Giovanni Nero and lettering by Tom Napolitano. Cover artist Werther Deladera. Editors Pedro Marino, Andrea Shea, and Ash Padilla. Andrea Shea gets a lot of work for DC.
Yes, she does.
Genre, horror, superhero, released June 25th, as were the ones that I said this week earlier. That I forgot to put the release dates on. Sorry. What it's about. With terrors looking about every corner, the Green Lantern and her band of misfits fend off the dark with campfire stories. Their tragic past and deeply held secrets revealed as they cut a blazing path through New England, freeing town after town from the evil sorceresses, the Mona's iron grip. Well, if this wasn't just a 7-issue series, I'd probably have dropped it by this issue. I'm just losing interest with it with each passing issue. It's not a bad series. It's just I feel like this overall story could have been told in half the pages. In other words, this should have probably been finished last issue as a series.
And how in the hell do you mess up a Green Lantern horror series? I mean, come on.
Well, they've done it twice. because they're not doing it very well with Absolute Green Lantern, in my opinion, either. But yeah, I like the art. It's like you're trying to expand it to fill for the collection. Have enough page count to make the collection later. And the plot, and there's just not enough plot to go with that many issues, in my opinion. But anyway, this is a 3 out of 5. And let's go ahead and move on to the next one, which is not Metamorpho. That's why we kind of got screwed up there. Oh, here's some more Metamorpho pages. Didn't realize that there was another one there for you. This is where the babysitter is like, yes, you gave me these powers, and I don't want them. But okay, there you go, John.
All right. What if Mickey and friends became the Fantastic Four for the low price of $4.99? Publisher Marvel. Writers Steve Bailing plot and Riccardo Secchi the script. Artist Lorenzo Pastrovicchio on pencils and inks, and colors Lucio Rubidotti. Lettering Laura Tartaglia. Man, some of these names.
Italian.
I know. Cover artist Pastrovicchio and Rubidotti. Variants by Nick Bradshaw and Rochelle Rosenberg. Phil Noto, Scotty Young, and Chrissy Zullo. Editor Mark Panizia. Genre superhero comedy. Release date January 8th, 2025. Rating all ages. What it's about. Your favorite Disney characters as Marvel's first family. Mickey has stretching powers. Minnie can turn invisible. Goofy can burst into flame. Donald has become some kind of rocky thing. With these incredible powers, they vow to help those in need as the Fantastic Four. And they'll need all their awesome abilities if they are to succeed in their first mission together to stop Mole Pete from destroying Duckburg. But how did they get their superpowers? Find out in this fantastic origin special. So what I thought. So when you think about the Disney Four as the Fantastic Four, who would you cast in which role? Now, Mickey and Minnie as Reed and Sue Richards is an obvious choice, but what about Donald and Goofy? Now, you could certainly argue that Donald would be ideal as the Human Torch since he is a hothead himself.
Yes.
Which would leave Goofy as the Thing. And a few years ago, Lewis did his own image of the Disney Four as the Fantastic Four, which he showed to me, and that's the lineup he went with as well.
It's more than a few years now. I originally did that piece in 2008.
But in this book, however, Donald has been cast as the Thing and Goofy as the Torch, and I have to say that it works well. The Thing fits Donald's rather gruff personality, and Goofy as the Torch is just funny. Bailing and Secchi's story is a clever and hilarious take on the Fantastic Four's origin, and the artwork is quite pleasing. I had a great time reading this.
And I like the Bradshaw cover here better than the other one.
Yep.
Oh, I love Nick Bradshaw. Oh, he's so good.
Yeah. Anyway, this was a reasonably well-executed version. I am generally well impressed by the Disney as Marvel titles insofar as what they are. I would probably be thrilled with them if I wasn't as jaded with Marvel as I am. I do think they're great for kids and Disneyophiles like John here. Both of us give the book 4 out of 5.
Now, see, I would have made Pete the Thing and had another villain. I think Pete would just fit perfect as the Thing.
Yeah. But anyway, there's Donald. And I love how if you can see, at least if I can get this thing large, every step he takes, he leaves like walking holes in the street.
Yep.
It's like, really? He weighs that much? That little bird weighs that dang much? But oh well. I kind of wished you gave me 5 and 7 so I don't know what happened on page 6 anymore now. But I kept saying when he turns into the Human Torch, he should hand the wrench off and go right.
Gosh, I'm on fire.
Yep. So page 6, he flies out the window and he notices a guy having trouble starting his grill, so he helps him out, and turns out it's a barbecue competition, and the judge says if you help one guy, you have to help everybody.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
That's funny.
And so he's like, gosh, I shouldn't have lit all those fires. Now I don't feel so good. But yeah, it's kind of Isn't it kind of weird how all the other guys, all of them have like really white faces except for Donald?
Right.
But that's the way it is. That's the way they designed it.
Yeah, Pop Culture Avenger. She says it's gonna pick up the what if issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's a very fun read.
Yeah. And there's Mole Pete. And, you know, Pete as the Mole Man makes sense, too. So, I mean, yeah.
I would have done Scrooge as the Mole Man and Pete as the Thing. Yep.
Okay. But
clearly not a popular choice, but you know, that's just me.
mm-hmm. Okay, and we have one more review book here if I can get to it. And it's not on here for some reason. I didn't know it was not here. Interesting. All right, let me go grab it real quick. And that would be for Shudder number 23.
As these things happen.
Yep.
They're done. They just weren't loaded for some reason. So let's go ahead and load that up. 23, $6.99. Publisher Warrant Publishing. The same writers as usual: Don Glett, Bambos Giorgio, J.W. Ford, and Artie Godwin. Same artists as usual: Nick Poliquo, Reno Manqui, Rodel Nora, Michael Bergfist, and Monsieur Damon, with cover art by Vic Prezio. Genre horror dark fantasy anthology, released June 2025. That's August cover date. Usual gang of creators doing their usual shtick of horror comics in the classic E.C. Warren publishing vein. At least these guys are consistent and on point with their model, which I can't say so much for Oni and their excuse for EC Comics. Pretty standard stuff. I wouldn't say any story sucked, but I wouldn't say any really stood out above the others in this particular issue. I like the cover here by Vic Prezio. Unfortunately, I can't say any one story really stood out for me as great. I would have liked Michael Bergfist. I think it was Michael Bergfist. Let me make sure. I don't want to like diss him if it wasn't his. Let me make sure it was his story that I'm thinking of.
I think Pop Venger there is asking if the Disney Fantastic Four is an ongoing series.
No, it's a one shot.
No. Yeah, they've done Marvel and Disney are doing or have done several of those what if one shots.
Or maybe he's asking about the What If series.
No, I think he's talking about the Disney is what if doing those things. Is that just that one shot?
Oh, Shudder. He's talking about.
Mm.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So anyway, this is what I was talking about. This is like the weakest art in the book, and that's not bad.
No, it's not bad at all.
No, the main reason it's weak is because it's all just kind of like black and white, straight up, with no shading. And most every other story in here has really like solid that was the last story there, so let me go back. Like this.
Yeah. More solid rendering.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? If that guy walked into the Marvel offices in the 70s, Stan Lee would have been like, give that man a job.
Yep. Oh yeah, definitely. So anyway, I do give the book 3 out of 5, and I'm happy with it for what it is. And believe it or not, I picked this up at the bookstore, Books A Million, instead of at my comic shop. And I'm missing issue 22 because Diamond can't ever ship the damn books I order.
Damn you, Diamond.
So, you know, yeah, he asked if Mickey and Friends was an ongoing. No, it's just the one shot. So anyway, that is our reviews for the evening. Did you guys get anything else this week that you're looking? That just haven't got yet?
I actually got 2 comics in my folder this week. TMNT Saturday Morning and they're the new Biker Mice from Mars series.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
Okay, well, there are some bad news, though. There are a number of books that we are no longer going to be reviewing. We've decided that they're just not quite up to snuff for us. Chris, you begin. Or do you even remember?
I don't. What are we not reviewing?
You'll Do Bad Things?
Oh, yes.
Tell us why.
Because it's just a whole lot of nothing going on. I mean, it's the same story every time. It's, oh, I'm a writer. Yes, I had success doing this book, and I'm trying to write a love story, but everybody dies, and then the killer comes and like kills a bunch of people, and that's it. There's no resolution. There's no explaining what's going on. It's all there is.
And you've had, what, 4 issues of it now?
Yeah, 4 issues. So that's enough.
Okay. Another one that you decided you lost interest in was Arcana Royale.
I did. And you're going to have to refresh my memory.
Well, we only read the first issue, and it was a while back. And that's probably part of why. We just couldn't... I can't
remember what it was about.
It was about the female gambler who
yeah. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. You just couldn't find time to read issue 2, and I'm like, are we ever going to get to read this? He goes, nah.
Probably not. No, there's other things I want to read. So
okay. Let's see. There were other ones that we are stopping. John, are you done with Silverhawks?
Oh, yes, I am.
Okay. And can you tell us why?
Well, to me, it was really never more than mediocre. And even though I wasn't, the biggest Silverhawks fan to begin with, because I hadn't seen a lot of the original show, like it was just so different from what I remembered. And it's like that's not necessarily a bad thing if I feel there's a point to all of it.
Sure.
And I didn't feel there was a point to it.
Okay. It fell into the unnecessarily dark and gritty category, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Which it seems a lot of these reboots do. They just take these characters that were kid shows back in the 80s or the late 70s, 80s, and they just make them unnecessarily grim and gritty, thinking that that's what's going to appeal to the modern audience, and it doesn't.
Yeah. Okay. There's another one that we decided to stop, and that was Exquisite Corpses from Image Comics. We reviewed the first issue, and I think you wanted to review number 2, and I said, no, I don't really want to talk about that. No more.
No, sir, please, I don't want another. No more.
Because it was just too redundant of other things that we were already reviewing, and also too much like movies that we'd already been, it was just too unoriginal for me.
Right.
Did you feel similar to that? Or I know you agreed with me on what I was saying, but
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Very, very redundant. Yeah, it just wasn't. I don't know.
And lastly, Minor Arcana from Boom Studios by Jeff Lemire. And I think the reason we stopped was because after 5-6 issues, the first story arc was Okay, does she have her magic powers? Does she have not magic powers?
Yeah, it was another instance of nothing going on. After 5 issues, nothing interesting, nothing to peak. I mean, there was some like relationship issues, and of course there was the deal with her mother and all that. But nothing fantastic happened from a title named, Minor Arcana.
Right. And then of course I think Lemire stopped drawing the book with the second story arc.
Probably because he's like, this is crap.
And so they got the new artist who I didn't like as well as Lemire, and he's kind of like the whole point you buy the book is because it's Lemire, right?
Right.
So that was the other reason why we dropped it. So you aren't going to be seeing reviews on that. There are a few other books we might also be dropping, but we aren't going to name them tonight because I want to make sure before we announce that. But
if you want a good analogy for Minor Arcana, it's like if John Constantine was a moody teenage goth girl and didn't do any magic.
Yeah. It's Constantine meets Gilmore Girls. Really, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So anyway, oh man, but that's some of the stuff we're cutting down off of our lists, and we're gonna make room for other things to review in the future. And like I said, there's probably 2 or 3 more that we are gonna probably cut, simply because we lost track of them and we're behind and we're just not that interested. And rather than do bad reviews on books that we don't care about, let's find something we actually want to talk about. Okay.
Right.
So that's what we're going to do. Now that's takes us back round to Diamond. What are we going to do about this mess? I know that most of John's books are now on delay because of the shift over from Dynamite over to Lunar. So all your books are delayed. I know 2 or 3 of my books are delayed. We don't even know where it's coming from. I actually had to buy, like I said, I bought Shudder at Books A Million yesterday. I actually bought my Kaiju number 8, volume 13 at Books A Million as well. And I couldn't find Adam volume number 11, Adam the Beginning number 11. I still haven't gotten that from Diamond, and we still can't find it anywhere. I don't know if there's just been a delay in the book in general. So next week on Monday, I'm going to try, and if I don't have it to read and review by Monday, I'm just going to do a quick one-shot on Cobra number 1 from Viz or something like that from the 80s.
Diamond has pulled such shenanigans and pissed so many people off and affected the industry in such a way that even digital books are late.
Yes. Yeah, it's true. Half the time that he's trying to do his digital books for digital read, he'll be like a week and a half late before we can review them. That's why we're behind on some of that stuff as well.
Yeah. And,
unfortunately, not just that, but because of the way the digital stuff is being done, we have to skip and jump from site to site to try and find anything. It's bad.
But luckily, there's plenty of bad movies to review on Tubi.
Yes, there are. And that takes us to our... Thank you for that beautiful segue, Chris. That was perfect.
You're welcome.
Tomorrow, we have heard enough of the crying and moaning and kvetching about how bad Marvel and DC movies and TV shows are. So we're going to show you why you probably shouldn't be complaining at all with Avenging Guardians. Or Garidans.
Oh. I watched this last night. I had the misfortune of watching this last night, and let me tell you, woo.
Okay, well, you wait and you tell us tomorrow night at 8 p.m., my friend.
Yes, I will.
Are you going to be with us, John, or are you busy tomorrow?
I might be busy tomorrow, so I don't know, and if I'll be here or not. And needless to say, I haven't had a chance to watch the movie yet.
Right.
He's like, and frankly, I don't want to.
Needless to say, I'm going to put this on. I'm not gonna watch it. I'm gonna keep my eyes closed. I'm gonna put headphones on. I'm gonna listen to this junk in my head while I'm trying to sleep. So
Right.
it'll go in by osmosis, and I'll have something to talk about tomorrow.
Chad's like, I might be busy.
No, he's genuinely got stuff.
I know. I'm just giving him a hard time.
But all right, man. We appreciate you coming in on Thursday there, John, because I know you've been busy with your theater
shows.
Yeah,
shows
and
rehearsals,
rehearsals, and kidney stones.
Yes.
How you doing on that?
It's still in there, man.
It's like Prego.
When's your appointment?
July 7th.
Oh wow, you got another couple of weeks then. Crap.
Yes, and that was the earliest available appointment.
Yes. All right, man.
It's like Prego pasta sauce, man. It's in there. You got kidney stones? It's in there. Yeah, those two. Pop Venger says, "Is that an older movie?" I think it's 2000. I think it was 2015 or something like that. Maybe, I'm not sure.
Let me go look real quick. Oh boy.
Yeah, this is one of those movies you can like MST3K the hell out of it.
Should be 2010.
Okay.
And it's also, if I'm not mistaken, it's also known as Avenging Force the Scarab.
Yeah. And oh goody, they left room for a sequel.
But anyway, I don't know. But I mean, it is what it is, right?
Yes, it is.
But
you're very welcome.
But yeah, we're gonna. Well, Chris, you're the one who wanted to do that. So.
Yeah,
well, it's not just Chris. I mean, it's also Pop Culture Avengers' brother, Monster Fan, who keeps telling us we need to start reviewing more movies from Tubi. You're welcome, Monster Fan.
Yeah, it's there. Go watch it. You know, you'll be part of a family of tens of people who have seen it.
Oh well. Yeah, we'll do something better next week. we do have a plan for a much better film for next week. Pop Culture says he watched a good flick today called Deadly Mantis. Okay.
We'll have to check that one out.
Is that the 57 film?
What to see here? Deadly Mantis, hey?
If that's the 57 film, I know what he's talking about.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah. The science fiction giant.
Now, I'm a fan of like early 50s like sci-fi creature movies. I like those.
Yeah. So we'll probably do one of those, but not next week. Okay, that's what he's talking about. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll probably do something like that in the future. So anyway, that is tomorrow's movie.
Shit in a can.
Anyway, for social media, Facebook, Lewis.BrightRaven, the Muskrat channel, known as X at LewisBrightRave2. You can see my artwork at deviantart.com/BrightRaven. You can see Chris's art at deviantart.com/fatboy73. You've been watching Quoth the Raven, Lewis Bright Raven, exclusively on YouTube. You can email me at quotheravenlbr72@gmail.com. If you don't reach me there, try Lewis Bright Raven at yahoo.com. And if you want to reach out to Chris, it's ghthrowingstones@gmail.com, and John is Greg Figaro at hotmail.com. And I do have a dumb question. Have any of you ever gotten emails from anybody for the show?
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. All right. I just wondered if anybody were trying to talk to you guys about it.
No, look, I'm always checking my email. So if anybody wants to email me, go right ahead.
Yep. All right. Good night, guys. Okay, Pop. We'll see you next time. We'll see you
Oh,
tomorrow.
can I put a plug in?
That's right. Yes. Hang on, Pop. Go ahead.
So this Saturday on YouTube, on the Glass House YouTube channel, we have the magnificent, the phenomenal Kelly Jones we're interviewing.
Yes, Kelly Jones is on tomorrow. Is that a live or is it a pre-recorded?
It's Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday at 1 p.m.
Saturday at 1 p.m. live.
Yep, live. So you can go there. You can ask Kelly all the questions you ever wanted to ask him. Why the pointy ears? Why the dark shadows? Why is he like horror? Anything you ever wanted to ask him.
Come on. He wants to say goodbye before we leave.
The Midnight Monster.
Yeah. Bye, everybody. Bye, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Midnight needs a voice.
He does. But all right, folks. We'll see you next time. Quoth the Raven. Nevermore.
Nevermore.